Hi guys, and welcome back to another video on the channel. And today we are on Dungeon Quest, and we are going to be doing some tips and tricks, I guess. So let's get straight into it. So first of all, we're just going to go over cosmetics very quickly with ice blocks. So I'm going to tick this as I go because I might forget which ones we've already done, which ones we haven't. But a cosmetic is basically a thing that you can earn in dungeons, and he's got the Ghastly Harbour one. Looks nice. So I really do like that. But anyway, I reckon we should get into the main parts of today's video. So I'm just going to quickly go over the daily reward. Daily reward, it's got the name daily in it, and it's a reward. So if you play Dungeon Quest daily, you should get the daily reward. It's in its name. Daily. Play daily. Get the reward. A reward is free. So it's all very good. So the first thing that I want to cover is in a dungeon. So we are going to load up onto a dungeon, Desert Temple dungeon, and we are going to show you what the thing is. So I'm talking about shortcuts now. So you don't want to be all the way here when the dungeon's about to start, because then you've got to catch up. But the one thing that I do want to talk to you about is shortcuts. So I can't really show an example here about a shortcut, but I am going to show you one when it turns to a corner. So I'll see when I'm at a corner. Okay, so here is a corner right here that I want to demonstrate. So you're not going to come out like this and go around like that. That's taking off valuable time in a dungeon. Instead, you want to be as close to the wall as possible, and then just do a little bit of a jump around, and then keep jumping for some speed, even though there's a cliff that way. So we'll see you at our next point. Okay, so shortcuts in every map, but you can just find them by turning a corner a lot quicker, and then by going over the middle like that. And then on this corner right here is a perfect opportunity just to whip around like that, and then you start making your way over here to the left side for the left turn. Alright, you guys can now hit the boss. But yeah, that's what it's basically like, and all the XP goes down there. EXP is really big in the game, and then of course at the end you get a reward of a few bad things, well for me anyway, and some gold. But for people that actually play Desert Temple with good things, we'll see you when we are back in for our next point. So here, this is a bonus tip and trick. Down here you can see all the players, where they are, and you can inspect them. So if I want to inspect Lloyd, I can see what he's got on him, and then the next thing that I want to discover or talk about is that you have the option to join a dungeon. So you can join dungeons throughout here. But if I want to join this orbital outpost, you do not meet the level requirement, which is a thing that I am going to show right now. So you in create a dungeon, you got your little level up there. It says that I'm 125, and there's different people with different levels out there. But right here, Desert Temple, these are the different modes, and you can set the minimum join level. So if you wanted it to be like, I don't know, 234, you could set it to be 234, or you could set it to be like level 1, I don't know. So you can have it as easy, medium, hard, insane, and nightmare, and you can have each of them with hardcore mode on. Then same with Winter Outpost, you got the same choice. But then with Pirate Island, you only get insane and nightmare, and you can choose to have hardcore on or off. Same with King's Castle, the Underworld, Samurai Place, the Canals, Ghastly Harbour, Steampunk Sewers, Orbital Outpost, Volcanic Chambers, and then of course Egg Island you can only have easy. So that's that. You can also set a private lobby to whitelist people, but that's that for the modes. Alright, so I'm right here in Lobby 2, the 100 plus lobby, which I'm about to talk about lobbies not too long. You can actually do your power up on that man, but you can sell. So if you sell an item, you can get gold. So I'm just going to sell the items that I got from last time in that. And it's pretty cool though, the whole selling system and stuff like that. So it says that I have got some gold, and then you can also head over to the upgrading station, which is just over here, and you can upgrade some of your items, which is a really cool thing. So say for example if I wanted to upgrade, I don't know, this sword right here, like with spell, I can very well do that. So yeah, we'll see you at our next point. Alright, so at our next thing, so your power-ups can be also used up here as well. And you can hit your sword if your sword's good enough. My sword isn't, so I'm going to have to go and upgrade that later. And also the shop in here, you can have a look at the stuff that's mostly on sale. So this is the stuff that's been new on sale. You can buy some game passes there. And some boosts. XP boost only track time while in a dungeon. So if you buy like the... Oh yeah, and also the settings. You can have the music off, you can have trading off, and you can have damage off. But I like to keep all them on. I don't really like to mess or muck up too many settings. And shift lock, key. Shift locks come to mobile on a lot of things. Use it. Take full advantage of shift lock. Alright, so the next thing that I want to talk about is titles. So I can unequip my title, which I have right now, which makes me like this. If I just want to go and equip, I just equip it, and I've got my title back again, which is Grandmaster, which is I think only available for 100 plus. I'm not quite sure. I might need to back my reasoning on that, but I'm pretty sure it's 100 plus for Grandmaster. So yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's 100 plus for Grandmaster, but I am a Grandmaster at the game. As you can see right now, got some pretty good stuff. Alright, we are going to go on to another thing called level requirements. So right here you can see that I have a power up, Orb of Destruction. Let's say I want to equip that right now. I can't, you are not high enough level to equip this. Same with my Commander's Mage Helmet. Not high enough level to equip this. So you got to make sure that you're keeping track, that you have some stuff for above, but that you have some stuff for now as well. Probably I recommend having a spare set of your armor. And yeah, that'd be useful. Now, why isn't my power up working? I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure it was that one that just came out. Alright, well, I'll have to yeah, I'm pretty sure this. But anyway, we are going to head on to our next thing, which is trading. So this is going to actually tie in quite well. So down here on the show players list, I'm just going to send Iceblock a trade for now. And if he accepts, it comes up with a screen a bit like this. Okay, Iceblock's not accepting my trades. So I guess I'm just going to try and send him another one.
You could trade me.
Alright, I'm just going to send Silent a trade request. Whoever Silent is on this list. It's hard on this list.
You just went straight past me.
Did I on the list? Oh, there you are. Okay, trade. Okay, so your trading screen comes up a bit like this, and then you can just offer out like whatever you want. So say for example, if I was to offer out this, one of my things for a head, but let's now bring it on to this. So I'm just going to start putting out a few things. I actually don't have, oh yeah, I do have a purple background thing. So let me go just grey. I'm pretty sure then it goes green, blue, purple, and then an orange. So grey means it's basically common. Green means it's like really uncommon. Blue means rare. Red means basically ultra rare. And orange means legendary. So that's the whole, then you can put out trading systems and you can accept if you like. So that is a pretty cool thing about the game. Now, the next thing is there's different armor types. So you got to make sure that you got armor and a helmet. That'll be key while boss fighting. As you know, it is key. I mean, you'd want it while doing a dungeon, of course. Otherwise, I don't know what you do. But next, we are going to go for a wave. No, not for a wave defense. We are going to go for how to spot a noob. Oh, someone's asking me, yo, carry me. So let's bring it on to the conversation of carries. So carries is when someone asks, like, they want to be helped, basically. Because as you know, carries are help. Like, you're going to carry someone to the other side, which means you're going to help them. But in this situation, a carry means you're going to kind of like, you're going to kind of do the dungeon for them. Like, you're going to be the leader, really. That's what carrying means. So, yeah, and if you want to know what leg means, it's a legend. So yeah, see you at our next point. Alright, so on to armor, stats, and swords. So your armor. Your armor is something that I literally just talked to you. If I take off my armor, I'm left with 216 health, and I look like this, a noob basically. So if I take off my sword as well, this is me. This is what I look like. A big noob walking around, which is really funny. But if I put my armor back on now, which I'm going to put this on, and then I'm going to put that on, and that on, I should be back to my 1.59 million status. Dungeon Quest have also added leaderboards around in the most recent update. Now, I've covered the armor. Now the powers. So the powers are things down here. So one of mine is life dash, and one of them is overcharge. So scales with spell power, scales with spell power. The reason why that's so important for me, I'll bring that in a second. But yeah, the powers are things that you have down here, and I'll tell you why they're so important in a second. Swords is the next thing that I want to cover. As you see, I have my sword here. I can hit with my sword, I guess. I don't really think there's anything else that you can do. Some swords can help you do like backflips and stuff, but I don't think I have any of them currently. And stats, that's a big thing. So if you go into inventory and then into skills, you can all see your stats. And we all have them. Silent has them, right, Silent?
Yeah.
And Ice, do you have them? Yes, you do. In skills. So when you load up your inventory, you go into gear, but then you go into skills right here. And you can reset your skill points by clicking that reset button for a bunch of coins, gold. But as you can see right now, you also get 1 skill point when you level up. So spell power is mine because I'm a mage. And you're probably like, what is a mage? Well, I'm going to tell you what a mage is in a second. But it tells you like, so some of it's for stamina for your health. Physical power is for a warrior, and the spell power is for a mage. So, and you see the same on swords. I have a spell power sword, and I have mage armor. But a warrior, which is Silent Silver, if I show Silent, you can see Silent's got warrior stuff. Industrial Guardian. Okay, I wonder what should have mage stuff on. I think Silent is switching right now. But there's also
have any
the Guardian.
armor, technically.
Okay, well that's okay, but there'd be someone here who's wearing mage. Warrior. Warrior anyway, sorry. Warrior. So that's got more physical power. So you can see that they're all the warrior stuff. Games with physical power. Meanwhile, I want spell power. So I'm going to talk about mages first, because that's what I am. So a mage is good with spell power. You can tell because they've got mage in their armor name. They've got spell power in there, and then they've got their spell power in their things. But as I showed you before, a mage is someone that would have physical power, and they'd have all this stuff. Wow, she's got the dual phoenix daggers as her thing. Wow. So yeah, you'd see that they've got more physical power. And then there's a guardian, which I'm going to use Silent as an example. Nope, not anymore I am. But someone surely would be a guardian on this server. I'll unpause when I find a guardian. Alright, so I found a guardian. They have left the game. You can still look at their stuff as long as you sniped them before, but they're a guardian, which means they guard people, which means they'd have double heal, and you'd find that they'd have an even balance of both, really. So that's their choice to be a guardian. Then you got a tank who literally just heals you all the time. So my real question would be, why would you? Because I mean, not a lot of people choose to be a guardian or a tank just because it's not really their thing, and I can totally see that why it's not people's thing. And same with the tank, because they basically, a guardian will protect people and a tank just heals people. So that's what they are. That's warrior, mage, tank, and Okay, so here is a legendary. As you see, it is Silent Silver's legendary. So it looks really nice. Well done, Silent. So loot is, this is another tip. Loot, these have all been tips and tricks so far. Loot is something that you get when you complete a dungeon. So it'd be, and me, when I get most loot now, unless, because I've just started Steampunk Nightmare, but most other loot that I get from other dungeons, I just sell and call it a word called trash, which is a word that pros call noob stuff from the lower dungeons. So there's another term that's called grinding, and that's when you just go full out. You do like a 3, 4, 5 hour session of just trying to get this one thing. So whether you be grinding for a cosmetic or a legendary or some armor, something good, some power up or some candy, as you can see right now in the Halloween update. That's what people grind for in Dungeon Quest. Generally known as just going all out for it. They trade for it. They do it in dungeons. They try and get it any way possible. That is what grinding is. And I recommend grinding because you do have a fairly high outcome of getting what you want after those hours go by. So the next thing is location. So knowing your way around the map is really important. Otherwise you're going to go nowhere. And I'm going to show you the same thing in Lobby 1 when we get there. But knowing where things are around the map is pretty vital. So then you can actually work your way around and not waste any key dungeon time in your spare time. Alright, now we are heading over to Lobby 1. That's it done from Lobby 2. We're going to go to Lobby 1 and that's where we're going to finish. Lobby 1 is also known as the beginner's lobby, another guide and tip for you guys in the future of your Dungeon Quest future, I guess. Alright, so this is Lobby 1 with a little bit more beginner stuff. The daily rewards over there. Location is more key in Lobby 1, I reckon, though, because it's more set out. So you got your upgrading up there. You can travel to the 100 plus lobby, Lobby 2 up there. The cells over there. Over here, you've got the practice thing. So you've got the no voice ones there. And then you've got the advanced ones there. So I'm classed as an advanced player, so that's what I'd use. But location is still really key. This is Lobby 1. And you would have seen Lobby 2 a little bit early in the video. Alright, next is how to spot a noob, pro and god. Here's a god right here, 173. I'd class myself as a pro and a noob right here. Level 19 or level 43. You take your pick of noob, or if I can find anyone any lower. Nope, I don't think my luck is too good today. But anyway, that's about how to find a noob, pro. Alright, so a wave defense screen looks a bit like this. Okay, so in here you get to so shift lock is very key in mobile and your strategy. So I'm just going to show an example of strategy right here. If they're going to come out of here. Alright, so they're coming out of there. So I'm just going to show some strategy. So that's just by standing back like that and just whacking my sword like that. Staying back like that and just finishing them off, not even losing much health at all. And then healing occasionally when I need to. So I'll show you when the boss comes. But yeah, that is strategy and wave defense. So the key to this really is strategy. You've got to make sure that you've got a good strategy that works for you. Don't use my strategy if it's not going to work for you. You've got to use a strategy that is going to work for you 100%. And another thing, you've got to fully commit to the game. If you want to be any half chance of being good at it, you've got to commit to it. Okay, so I found the boss. The boss just chases you like this until you actually want to hit it, but it's a sand giant. I can knock him over with my sword, but I don't want to. I want to show my power up. So there you go. That's the boss as well. So that's pretty cool, hey? So you'll probably notice that when the EXP comes up, EXP plus 16, and it goes up in the top corner like that. That's what that does. You get more XP from using your power-ups though, but that is also EXP described as well in a few words.
It's plus.
Also, if you get into a certain amount of if you get to a certain amount of waves, you get a cosmetic title as well for your above your head. Okay, so I'm just going to show you all the little images of these maps here because I'm not going to have time to speed run them all. I might do an individual video on that. I might put it out like tomorrow, but I can't even do half of these. So yeah, even though I can do steampunk silvers, I'm not very good at it. So we'll do all of these another day. Like I think we'll do these in another video. But I'm not really worrying about Egg Island because that's an Easter update and we're not in Easter. But I'm gonna do the Underworld, so you can just see what it looks like. And I'm gonna put hardcore mode on, and hardcore mode means you've only got one opportunity to really defeat it. So I'm gonna invite Ice Block and Silent Silver. Silent Silver, you're invited, and Ice Block, if you wanna hop on, you're invited as well. But that's it though. Should be able to join. See you on the game. So yeah, starting it, and then you're coming from here, you are going to waste a bit of time in a dungeon. You'll lose about 5 seconds, but let's get into some pure raw gameplay. So we're going to review and rate all the maps. And hardcore mode means you have 1 life. If you die, you have to spectate. So let's get straight into it. Desert Temple. What do you think about Desert Temple? It's very cramped, and I think it's very boring and repetitive. So I'm going to rate Desert Temple a 4 out of 10, but it is the first map. So that's kind of, I probably think it would have got a little bit less if it had have been a higher map. Ice Block. What do you reckon about Desert Temple?
I think it should be a 4 out of 10 as well.
Alright, and Silent.
Probably a 3 out of 10 because it's also really like curvy and it can get confusing for people who just started the game.
Fair enough. Alright, on to the next one. Winter Outpost. What do I think of Winter Outpost? I reckon Winter Outpost is a fairly good map. I reckon it's brilliant for second. It's got easy, medium, hard and all that. Silent showed a brilliant example of dying, so Silent will not be able to see, well, Silent's got to spectate, can't play anymore. Alright, so I'm going to say Desert Temple is fairly straightforward. It's straight, it's pretty good. I reckon I'm going to give Winter Outpost a 7 out of 10. Ice Block.
I think an 8 out of 10.
Alright, Silent.
What?
For Winter Outpost, what's your rating?
My rating for Winter Outpost is probably a 6 out of 10.
Alright.
It's just like good.
On to Pirate Island. Pirate Island's got some elevation. If you know how to deal with it, it's pretty straightforward. I like the whole mechanics of it. I reckon it's really cool, and I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. Because I think it's really nice, and I think it's done everything fairly well. What about you, Ice Block?
I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10.
Alright, and Silence.
9 out of 10.
Alright, on to the next one. King's Castle. It's got one of the hardest bosses in the game on it. So I'm going to say my rating for King's Castle is a 6 out of 10. Just because I think it's fairly long, and it can take away very valuable time in a dungeon. What about you, Ice Block? What do you reckon What do you reckon for King's Castle out of 10?
Probably a 7.
7. What about you, Silent?
7.
Yeah, I can see why. I can see why. Alright. Also, another little tip, every time the boss's health increases when more players are around. Alright, on to the Underworld, which is the map that we are on, and then we're going to do another dungeon. And yeah, so the Underworld, I'm going to rate it a 10 out of 10. I reckon it's probably one of the best. I like the demony styles and all that as well. I really do like the Underworld. I'm going to have to go and sell my trash that I got. But I really like the Underworld. It's so good. It's so demony. It's so devilish and all that stuff. It's really cool. What do you reckon, Ice Block?
Yeah, I also think it's a 10 out of 10 just because...
I mean, even darkness as well is so cool.
It's just cool, and if you do get the cosmetic,
It's really cool.
You do look really cool.
Silent, what's your rating?
Trying to do. I rate it a 9 out of 10, but it's still really cool.
Alright, next on to Samurai Place. What do you reckon? I reckon Samurai Place is a 6 out of 10. Just because I don't really think it incorporates the best of what it could do. Now I think we're gonna do a Pirate Island dungeon to finish it all off today. We'll actually just rate the rest back here. So, Samurai Place, yeah, 6 out of 10 for me. What about you, Ice Block?
9 out of 10.
9 out of 10. What about you, Silent?
Samurai Place is probably a 8 out of 10 for me.
Alright, now.
Do a dungeon.
Okay, you can if you want. Now, on to the next one, which is the Canals. I'm going to rate the Canals a 8 out of 10 just because I like the whole city theme, all that cool stuff. I think it's just fairly cool. What about you, Ice Block?
I'm going to rate a 4 out of 10 because there is some like hacks sometimes.
And glitches, yeah, I can see that. Silent, what do you rate the Canals?
I rate the Canals a 7 out of 10.
Alright, now on to Ghastly Harbour. I'm going to rate Ghastly Harbour probably a 7 out of 10. I just think it's really cool. The way that everything works there is really cool. I just think it's a cool map, genuinely. Ghastly Harbour, I reckon it's just cool. What about you, Ice Block?
I'm going to rate it a 10 out of 10.
Ooh,
There's some
nice.
features.
And what about you, Silent?
I'm going to rate Ghastly Harbour a 8 out of 10 because there are very hard bosses and there's a lot of like stairs to climb down and yeah.
Yeah, wasting a bit of valuable time. Now on Steampunk Sewers, I'm going to rate Steampunk Sewers a 6 out of 10. I mean, the whole idea of it's kind of cool, but I just don't think they executed it to the best possible. What about you, Ice Block?
I'm going to rate it a probably a 5 out of 10.
Alright, and Silent, what are you going to rate it?
I'm going to rate it a 5 out of 10 as well.
Alright, so now on to boss raids. We have never played boss raids before, but boss raids is the thing where you raid bosses. I'm not going to do a rating on that, but I think it's pretty cool. On to Orbital Outpost. I have never played Orbital Outpost, but I've seen people play it before, and I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10 just because I like the look of it and all that stuff as well. It's pretty cool. What about you, Ice Block?
I'm going to give it a 10 out of 10.
Alright, what about you, Silent?
I'm going to give Orbital Outpost a 7 out of 10.
Alright, now on to Volcanic Chambers, the second last map in this video. And I'm going to rate 10 out of 10. It suits my name, it's just really cool. It's the most recent map. You can get the best stuff in there, and I really like the whole theme of it. What about you, Ice Block?
I'm going to rate it a 10 out of 10.
Yeah, what about you, Silent?
I'm going to rate Volcanic Chambers a 10 out of 10 because it's really cool.
And then Egg Island, I'm going to rate Egg Island a 4 out of 10. I just don't really like it. You get sent back to level 1 and only have an option of a few things. What about you, Ice Block?
Probably a 3 out of 10.
And what about you, Silent?
I'm going to rate Egg Island a 2 out of 10.
Alright, well, that's going to be it from us now, guys. Make sure to like and subscribe and hit the bell. Go back and watch some of our other videos that we've done and share this video to other people. Feel free to drop down a comment if you think we missed anything or anything like that. But yeah, that's it from us now, guys. So, bye, guys. Bye. Bye.